Hello drone racers, I'm Mark, and today on Drone Racer 101 we're going to look at these box goggles or ski goggles, or I'm not sure which I'm going to call these yet, but let's take a look. These are the SJ RG01 goggles. They're the FPV video goggles by SJ, I guess. I don't know who these guys are. These got my attention for a couple of reasons. One, they're pretty cheap. They're about $80 to $88 depending on coupons and whatnot. They have adjustable IPD distance like Fat Shark style goggles. They supposedly have true diversity. I don't know if that's true or not. And they have a built-in DVR. So they're going to be a big competition with the EV800D goggles. So we'll see if they can compete or not. They won't come apart like these, but they also look a lot smaller. So we're going to take a look at them, see if they're any good at all, and if there's something you should consider along with the EV800Ds and the EV100s, which I compared recently if you haven't seen that. So this is an unboxing, but I have played with these just a little bit to get an idea of what they look like. And I'm going to say right off the bat, the plastic that these come with is really nice. It's a really solid pearl kind of plastic to it. It feels really, really strong. The headband has a nice 3-layer headband on it. The foam that it comes with is really nice. You can see here where there's is that weird or what? We'll talk about those more in a minute, but for the rest of it, these do have adjustable IPD distance. I don't know what the range is. Let's see. It's technically adjustable. It's actually a really small range though. It's from 58 to 63. So you've got to, if you have really wide eyes, these might not work for you at all. I have an IPD of 59, so they're perfect for me. There is a removable battery here. So there's a battery here that you could take out. I don't know if you can get replacements for this or not. It's really, really tiny. It's a 1S 1500 milliamps, so that will work for a while. Oh, it actually has the specs underneath. It's kind of nice. It shows all the specs there, right there, ready to go. It would be really easy to have some spares for this to fit in there if you need to. But then on this side, there is a DC input, so you can connect a external battery to it. There's a headphone jack, so these do actually accept and record audio. It's an option you can do. AV in out that goes with a cable that we'll cover in just a minute. A USB port for data copies, so you can copy data off of your SD card slot here through the USB supposedly without having to take the card in and out. I usually just take the card out and put it in my computer, but for some people that might be nice. On the top we have a pair of RPSMA connectors. I like RPSMA. I know it's not the standard, but someday I'll do a video on why I think that's actually better than SMA. Power button, an M button. I'm not sure exactly what that does. A scan button. That little magnifying glass is actually a scan button. Channel up and down button. So also in the box, we get a decent set of instructions. They're pretty thorough and they're not in amazingly good English, but I have definitely seen worse or complete lack of nothing. So I was able to see through here and sort out. Main thing is it shows you how to get into the menu if you need to do that. It does show you the magnifying glasses scan, which is one of the important things for you. It's in Chinese on the other side. There's a poster in case you want to hang it on your wall, I guess. So then we have a power cord, but it's kind of interesting. So you've got the power connection here, and you have a JST connection on the other end. And this is the first downfall I had for this. I got these, I got them out of the box because I wanted to charge them up to be able to do the review. And you have to connect this to a battery. So I just grabbed a 2S battery I've got, and you plug this in here. And then this plugs into the DC jack on the bottom. So the red light means it's charging. It turns green when it's charged. You can fly with it with this on, or it actually charges the internal battery. So it's kind of nice to have both. It's nice that it comes with an extra long cord. It's weird that it's a JST connection. If I'm gonna fly this a lot, I would probably take that off and solder on an XT60 just because I have a lot more bigger batteries of those around. All my batteries that use a JST connection are small, so I don't really want to use that. But it charges up the battery so it will fly from the inside. Mark from the future here. I found my solution for batteries for these and charging. If you end up getting a set of these, one of the things you should get is some of the EV100 batteries. The same style connector does connect, so you can connect this and charge. So these are any Fat Shark size batteries. The advantage of these is they have a USB port. So what I was able to do was plug this in and then plug this into USB and just basically USB charge these, and then it charges this battery. I don't really care for the position of this battery connector. Probably what I would do is use these flying without a battery connected, just using a little internal battery, and then charge it between flights. So when I'm not flying, I'll set them down and just plug in the charger and top that off. And it seems to last well enough that you can get a couple flights in with the battery included without a problem. And then in an emergency, you could leave this connected, but I'm a little worried that hanging there just isn't gonna be good for anything. It'd be nice if it was on the side, so then you could connect it here. If I was gonna use these as my main goggles, I would probably work out some way to have a connector or holder on the side here, so I could clip it on here, maybe Velcro it on, and then plug it in on the bottom. You also get a pair of linear antennas, which everybody makes fun of, but I actually need, because what I'm going to test. So then there's also a cable to be able to connect up to an HDMI adapter to be able to fly these with a simulator, which I think is a really nice option. It's essential if you're getting started. I don't spend enough time on simulators. I'm too busy doing reviews. But if you do have time for that, it's really, really nice to have that. Getting the HDMI adapter is easy, and I can link that down below. I've used those in several reviews. Figuring out which of these cables you need is the hard part, because there's like 7 different ways that they wire this. So to have this come with it is actually a really nice addition. Okay, so to turn on, you have to hold down the power button for about 3 seconds, and then those will turn on. We'll see how this works out. And you can see, and this is where it's not gonna focus very well. So each one of these lenses has a built-in Fresnel lens. Fresnel sounds weird. I'll try, just for you guys. You can't really tell very well there, but it is a really large screen. When I put these on my eyes, I was just super impressed right away. Okay, so I powered up a model now, and I'm gonna tell it to do a scan. I'll press that twice and let it scan through here. And it is kind of nice. It shows you what band it's going on, and it did stop, so I'm pretty sure that's not the right one. I don't think it's on A. I think I'm on race band, so we'll go through and we'll just keep going. So there, it locked in on that, even though that's terrible. That's obviously not it. So it doesn't seem to do a good job. It doesn't go through and scan the whole band and then pick the best one. It will just stop as soon as it locks in. So it's a scanner. It's not outstanding though, but that's, I know, the right one in this case. So you still should do it manually, and it's easy to change it manually. There are the channel and band options here on the side. So pressing the M button brings up the menu, and if I hold down the M button, then it will start the recording. So we'll do a few seconds of recording. If I press and hold it again, it'll stop. So then if I press the M button again, it'll switch to AVN. So that's what I would do if I was wanting to fly with a simulator. And I'll press it again, and here it will actually go to DVR playback. It shows me my band, my channel, and my frequency, which is nice. It shows me how much space is left on the card. It's a really good, nice little OSD. So you may notice, I don't know how well you can see, the pixels though on it though are really, really big. So it's not a high definition display at all, not even close. The pixels are humongous, but it's very immersive, and I'm wondering when I fly it how it's going to look. Before I do that though, here's a comparison, so you can see how much smaller it is than the EV800Ds. There's how it looks next to the Skyzone O2s. It's really barely bigger, so it kind of gives you that box goggle feeling in a much smaller form factor. I've never seen anything quite like it. The question though is how it looks when you fly. Okay, so I've got them on. My head's not that big, but this Velcro strap here, I adjusted it out all the way, and it's still a little tight, so I may have to make some adjustments to that. The rest of it's pretty comfortable. Might be a little tight, but I can adjust that just fine. I'm gonna say there's no light leakage at all. I'm really surprised by that. It's comfortable. It's a little bit tight on my head, but that's adjustable. It's very immersive. It feels like wearing box goggles, but these don't look like box goggles. They just look much smaller. So it really might give you the best of both worlds. See how we can fly. I've got my ET100 here, and there's a lot of breakup. I'm gonna say that's unfortunate. Now I just have these linear antennas on it. I don't have anything special, but there is quite a bit of breakup. And the resolution, so this has a RunCam Nano in it that I had installed, or that I put in one of the previous videos where I enabled turtle mode and everything, and it definitely does not look as good as it does in the other goggles. So the resolution is pretty low. I mean, I suppose for the price you can't have everything, but it'd be nice. I know it doesn't look as good as the, oh, come on. I know it doesn't look as good as the EV800s. It definitely doesn't look as good as the EV100s. So the EV100 resolution is just, it's small, it's not nearly as immersive, where I will say these look, gosh, it is very, very immersive. This is a nice, humongous screen in here. I really like that a lot. But quite a bit of breakup inside. A lot of color distortion. Not amazing colors out of it. A lot of breakup in that corner, but I often get that with other goggles when I'm just flying with linear. Got another set of antennas to try to see if those linear antennas were just causing all of my problems. Let's see. Oh, that's a lot better. That's totally reasonable now. So the linear antennas it comes with seem to not just be bad because they're linear, they just seem to be bad. Because this now is totally acceptable. Still not amazing, but I am flying through all the way through the house and I'm out of battery. So I'm going to try this again tomorrow outside. So we got about 6 inches of snow last night, but there are still other people in my park. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're probably out there with dogs somewhere. So I'll try and stay away from them, but this should give us a chance to get out far enough to test the range a little bit better. And my heads-up display looks crazy with this refresh from the camera. They even already plowed the parking lot here. So let's go out. You'll notice I changed the antennas on here because those linear antennas were just terrible. So they're going out though. That at the moment looks perfectly stable. Now I managed to only bring one battery with me. I got them all charged last night, all ready to go, and I only managed to bring one. So there is a straight range test for this little 25 milliwatt VTX. They're going straight. It looks perfectly good. Perfectly good. So now it's on the back of the model, so it's not quite as good. This is the ET125. So I've got my snowproof drone just in case I have to go out there. I don't want to ruin anything. The resolution is just super low. I mean, the picture looks okay, but I can see pixels all over the place. Now when I get close enough, everything looks fine, but it's not nearly as good as some of my other options. Other things, other goggles, the Aomways, it doesn't look as good as. So signal strength now, although it did seem to get worse last night as I flew longer, so we'll keep an eye on that. We'll also keep an eye on the voltage since it's cold out there and this battery will probably go down pretty fast. I don't see any degradation yet, although it is definitely colder here than it was in my basement, but in the car here it's not too bad. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm stuck. The snow is too thick. Turtle mode won't get me out of there. So I was actually stuck up against a post. It's definitely harder to see than when I was out here the other day. Now I was out here with $300 goggles versus $80 goggles here. So I can see okay though. I mean, it works. So I'm going to say for you guys, this is really hard because based on that footage, these looked really good. That DVR footage looked really, really good. I was super impressed in editing. However, they don't look that good in the goggles. The resolution on the screen isn't nearly as good as the recording. There's just lots of pixels on it. It's not that it's small, the size is really good. It's just like an old TV where if you look at it, you can see lines and separation of pixels on it. If they do a version 2 with a higher resolution screen, they might have a really big winner here because they did a good job. The case is really good. The DVR, I was just super impressed in editing. I really like the form factor. It's just that screen resolution isn't good enough. The EV800s just give you a much better picture. So the EV100s, those are small, but it's a much higher resolution. These could potentially beat both of them if they can get a screen in there closer to the EV800. And yeah, I don't know what's inside of these things, but it's really bad. So throw these away, even if you're going to be flying with linear antennas. And I've got circular antennas on here, and the resolution, the range was really good. The picture was really good with those. It was terrible with these. So yeah, throw those out. So if you found this useful, leave a like and a comment down below, and subscribe so you can see my exclusive announcement of the version 2. Maybe in the future. I don't know. I just made that up. So until next time, remember, I'm pretty sure it's time for a full 5-inch waterproof drone.